Eddie Hearn says Rolly versus Devin Haney would make sense, but Floyd Mayweather has different plans. Let's talk about it.
Push the weight in our flex. Flex. The live is 1 in the 6. With the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. Woof. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
One of these kids is doing their own thing. One of these kids does not belong. Can you guess who? Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Let's take a stroll over the boxing scene. Link will be in the description. Devin Haney versus Rolly Romero would make sense, says Eddie Hearn. Promoter Eddie Hearn, who works with the WBC lightweight champion Devin Haney, is trying to get his boxer the biggest fight possible. Among the names mentioned is undefeated boxer Rolando Rolly Romero and top-rated contender Joseph Jojo Diaz. However, Diaz is more keen on facing someone like rising Ryan Garcia in the fall. You're going to face Ryan Garcia in the fall because, in my opinion, Ryan Garcia is going to fall. You already know how I feel about Ryan Garcia. Let's go, Jojo. And they share the same promoter in Golden Boy, so that should be an easy fight to make. Romero was in action last month when he blasted out Anthony Yijit in 7 rounds. Based on all of the moving parts, a fight with Romero could make sense, says Hearn. Says, yeah, I think so. I mean, Rolly's kind of a come out of nowhere. Yeah, he is. I'll agree with that. I mean, he's been like on the scene of the hardcore boxing channels for a while. And then obviously his last fight was on a bigger stage, a bigger pro platform. Wait a minute. I mean, he's been like on the scene. I'm reading the house written. Link will be in the description. He's been like on the scene of the biggest hardcore boxing channels for a while. And then obviously his last fight was on a bigger stage, a bigger pro platform. When he says hardcore boxing channels, who do you think he's talking about? Hardcore boxing channels. When I tell you these people watch us, don't deny it. Okay? He says, and I think it's a great fight that would have a lot of juice in it. I think it's a fight that would have a lot of beef in it. Pause. And therefore, it's a fight that would make sense, Hearn told the DAZN Boxing show. I must say that the target remains Jojo Diaz for November to Devin Haney. That's the fight we want to make because that's a real fight. You just violated Romero. That's a real fight. And that's it. That's a good fight. I mean, no disrespect to Rolly. I just said he disrespected him. I'm reading this for the first time. But I don't feel that it's a difficult fight for Devin. It's not. I think Jojo Diaz is a multi-weight world champion coming off of a good win against Javier Fortuna. That's a proper fight for the division. So Devin wants those big fights. And if it's not, Teofimo Lopez or Ryan Garcia or Gervonta Tank Davis. Jojo Diaz is a great option. So that's where our priorities remain at the moment. So he's saying that the Rolly fight makes sense. And the only thing I could fathom is because Rolly has been very disrespectful. He's been using social media for what it's for, trash talking and trying to turn some heads. But I said the other day, the difficulty is Rolly. No one really knows you because you haven't accomplished anything in the realm of boxing outside of a few pictures with Floyd Money Mayweather. Speaking of Floyd Money Mayweather, I think he has other plans for you. I wouldn't be surprised if Floyd told you to talk your trash on. I wouldn't be surprised if he told you to talk your trash on your social media to get some heads turned so that people could like get buzzed and you could generate some buzz for your own fight. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Is it working? I doubt it. You ain't turned my head. I just look and say, what's wrong with you, kid? You sound crazy. You do. You sound crazy. But you're in the way. You just saw the names that he mentioned. Let's look at them again. Devin wants those big fights, and if it's not Teofimo Lopez or Ryan Garcia or Tank Davis or Jojo Diaz, you're not being taken seriously. Those names are higher caliber fighters. But if you are an option, he don't view you as a legitimate threat because he'd have mentioned you. And he said no disrespect to you, but everything you're doing at this point is a joke. You're talking about OnlyFans and you're going to retire from boxing and you're getting on the scale, allegedly. That was you on the scale at 181 pounds or something like that. It was way above where you're supposed to be weighing. So you're not taking anything seriously by way of your own actions. And then you turn around and do an article, you say something in the interview saying that you're trying to be more entertaining. That's not entertaining when you're not anywhere near the weight you're supposed to be walking around at, competition-wise. There's nothing entertaining about that. When you're not taking your craft seriously, we're not going to take you seriously as an athlete. And by the way, to take you seriously as an athlete right now, we're not impressed at your ring performance. We don't think you could beat Tank. We don't think you could beat Devin Haney. I don't think you could beat Teofimo Lopez or Jojo Diaz. I don't think so. I even think you have a problem with Ryan Garcia. Prove us wrong. First thing you got to do is make weight. Don't put it on your social media how you're 181 pounds, 171 pounds, however much you weighed. That was ridiculous. But, like I said, I think Floyd Mayweather has a different plan for you. I think he's lining you up to face Tank. And all I see is a highlight reel knockout. So the boxing world is just going to wait a minute. And when Tank decapitates you, all we're going to remember about you is that knockout, loss, and you talking about OnlyFans and stepping on the scale, weighing 181 pounds while getting your feet done or whatever it is you was doing. You mentioned Devin Haney's name. He got back at you, and then you just ignore it. So, Rolly, you're just in the way. I know Hearn says it makes sense due to the internal beef, due to, the beef that you have, that you created with him. You're calling him out his name. You're calling Trill Bill out his name. Well, you got their attention and no fight. So that door is open, but you ain't going to walk through it. And what Floyd is doing is he's willing to get you a good payday against his star guy. Now you got to perform. But as it stands right now, Rolly, you're just in the way. And you're a bit of a joke. It's not entertaining. All right? It's not funny. But now you got to perform, because if you get in that ring with Devin, you're not going to make it. You get in the ring with Tank, you're not going to make it. So wherever direction you go, I know Eddie Hearn says it makes sense, but Floyd has other plans. And after that Tank Davis fight, I honestly believe there ain't going to be nothing left of Rolly Romero. What you should do, Rolly, is remain silent, work on your craft, and turn some heads by way of your action in the ring. I know we're in the age of social media where things like that turn heads, but that only goes but so far. The Paul brothers had a cult following before they jumped into the ring. I don't know if you have that same following. Even Ryan Garcia has a bit of a cult following before he got into the ring. So that's my take on it. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to Mighty LDBC. Out.